Hi, welcome to Regular Magazine. I'm Jason. Today I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to have a quick look at a new book by John Lambshead, Sci-Fi Skirmish Scenarios. This is published by Pen and Sword, and it's basically jam-packed with a variety of different scenarios you can play in your sci-fi games. It's very generic. It isn't specific to one particular game. It can be used right across everything from Stargrave, 40k, Reality's Edge, pretty much anything. Void, you could use it in any kind of sci-fi game. So let's have a quick look at the book and see what. So as I said, it's published by Pen and Sword, and it's written by John Lambshead. Now, those of you who don't know who John is, John is has quite a significant background in gaming. He's done everything from computer games right through to war games and gaming supplements. He's written for the likes of Games Workshop, Warlord Games, Osprey. He has an extensive background in wargaming and writing for games, and he even has written novels and short stories for a number of publishers. So he comes with a very good background in game design. So what's in the book? Well, it's designed for small unit missions, as it says on the front, and it's compatible with any wargaming rules. It's broken down into several sections. So the first part is the background, an introduction, and he provides a setting that you could use if you wanted to. If you didn't want to use the setting with your game, but you just wanted to use the rules of your game, you could use this setting that he's provided, and it's a very good setting. It's not bad. It provides a lot of factions you could use in that game, and it's got some really good potential in there. So the next section is scenarios. It starts off with using scenarios, and then it's how to use each individual. He breaks that down, tells you how to use them, what each part's for, and then the scenarios themselves are broken down into 6 sections, and each section has 6 scenarios. So there are 36 scenarios in total. And each scenario is laid out the same. So you have an introduction, which gives you some background to the scenario, objectives for the scenario play. Then it will move on to the forces, terrain, the game length, how to win the scenario, what objectives you need to control to win the game, or what special rules you need to achieve in order to win the rule. Each one will have additional special rules if there are any required. There's some notes, and then there's a map provided on how to set up the start of the game. Sometimes it will give you on those maps an indication what sort of terrain may be required on there, and that goes through all the way through the scenario. They're all laid out exactly the same way, and like I said, there's 36 of them. Then the next section, part 3, gives you some solo scenarios to play solo. First one is Commando Raid, and he goes through, and it's the same sort of layout as well with these scenarios, as he was in all the other previous scenarios. There's a second one, Flank Guard. Then the book breaks down into section 4, where he starts to look at going from scenarios to campaign games playing, and the first part of that he talks about designing scenarios and campaigns for skirmish gaming, and that's a very good chapter. I really enjoyed reading that one. And then from there he's giving you 3 small campaigns that you could play through. So the first one is Test of Strength, Test of Strength, and these are broken down into battles. So he gives you Battle 1, Battle 2, and these just basically, and within those battles it tells you which scenario you can use for that particular battle. and there's some additional notes there. And then he's got campaign 2, and that's in the same way. It's laid out in a number of battles, and in that battle it will tell you which scenario you should use for that particular battle, that part campaign. And there's a third one, and those are your 3 small campaigns. And it's finally rounded off, the book's rounded off with an appendix, which is very good because this gives you lots of lists of model manufacturers and rule publishers, and it's quite an extensive list. So should you get this book? I think yes. I think it's very good for anyone that plays sci-fi or postmodern games. In fact, you could probably use a lot of like scenarios in modern warfare, or even with a bit of adjustment, World War II stuff, to be honest. And I think you'll get a good amount of playing time using this book. I think it's a really good resource. If you're really stuck for an game scenario idea, you can quickly grab this off the shelf, and there's tons of stuff in here which you could get some ideas from, or just pick a scenario from there, from the list. So yeah, I think this is definitely one you should have on your shelf. It runs at 168 pages. It's only $12.99 from Pen and Sword. For the price, it's great value. I think this will be definitely one you should have on your shelf, and I don't think you'll regret picking it up for the price. Another great book from John. I mean, anyone that's picked up any of his previous books, such as the One-hour Skirmish book, One-hour Skirmish Wargames book that he published a few years ago, will know that when he writes a book, he writes a quality book, and it's a really good resource for wargaming. So yeah, definitely this should be on most people's list for Christmas, I think. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.